Okay, so right now what I'm doing is I'm prepping my eggs before I start cooking. So that way everything again is ready and available when I'm ready to start cooking it. So right now I'm just going to cut an egg, crack egg, sorry. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to hit it on a flat surface. Don't hit it against the bowl. If you hit it against the bowl and you have a cracked shell, you run the risk of the shell getting into the eggs. And I have not met a person that has said, a shell in my scrambled eggs. So just hit it on a flat surface. If you get a shell in there, fish it out as best as you possibly can. I don't have a correct method of doing it. I just kind of dig my fingers in and just pull it out as best as I can. I've seen on a few food cooking channels that you can use the same shell to dip it in the egg and fish it out, but I haven't perfected that. So just be gentle with the eggs. Now again, it looks like I'm making a lot, but I have 6 people that I'm cooking for, so I'm using a whole dozen of eggs. And behind the scenes sous chef. I'm just rinsing my fingers. And I need a whisk, please. Small or big? Small. And you don't have to be fat. If you don't have a whisk, you could use a fork. I just happen to have a whisk, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to break the egg yolks. Try to get them started, and then whisking from bottom to top, bottom to top, bottom to top. I find that the more you scramble, the better, the fluffier the result, the end result is going to be. If you take a look, everything is well mixed and incorporated. There's no white separated from the yellow. Everything is pretty much mixed and incorporated well. That's done. I'm going to put it aside. All right, so now I'm completely ready to start cooking. Can you zoom in so that way everybody can see how everything is already set and prepped? So if you take a look, my potatoes and my vegetables are here, so that way I can start cooking them right away. And midway through the cooking of the potato, then I'm going to start on my eggs. Here I have just some ham that I cubed up, regular deli ham, just that I cut into little squares. I have this obsession with squares apparently. And just some American cheese or whatever cheese you have on hand. So this is going to be for my eggs. This is going to be for my potatoes. Just make sure that everything is ready for you so that way you're not stumbling. Now I'm ready to turn on the fire. Now I'm going to put it on a high heat just because I want to start charring the vegetables as best as I can. And I use stick butter. I don't use any other butter but stick salted butter. A lot of people like to use unsalted butter because you can control the amount of salt that you put into your dishes. I personally like the way that salted butter tastes. I just cut back a little on the salt. Even though I'm using adobo and sazon, which is salty already, I'm just not gonna give any added salt. So I'm just gonna take maybe about 2 tablespoons of butter because I've got a lot of vegetables in here. And I'm just going to allow that to melt a little. And I'm going to take my extra virgin olive oil, just put a little bit over the top. This is going to help that the butter doesn't burn. I'm just going to pull out my pepper. Just grabbing a spatula. And I don't have a gas burner. I have electric. So right now it would be as if you are running the stove on high. That's what I have it on right now, on the highest flame. As you can see, the butter is melting. I'm just going to wait for all of that to melt before I add in any of my vegetables. So now that the butter is melted, I don't know if you could hear it. It's bubbling away. Just going to stir it around a little. just to coat the pan. Easy. 1, 2, 3. Everything in the pan. Look how pretty that looks. You first learn to eat with your eyes, so I think that's why I'm such a stickler on trying to keep everything the same size. Look, like this is killing me. Look how big that onion is compared to everything else, but that's okay. It's okay. My family happens to like peppers and onions, so whoever is the lucky person to get it, I'm sure it won't go to waste. Now, if you notice, I did not add any salt into this. And I'm not going to because I have the salted butter. So that's going to be my salt. I do have my pepper mill here. And this happens to be the best peppercorn that I've ever used. Milena, can you get me the... Let me get the pepper. So this is the peppercorn blend that I use. It's by Wesley Farms. This happens to be a BJ's brand. I just happened to pick it up one day, and I don't think I'll ever buy another pepper blend again. It's got red, green, white, black peppercorns, and just all of the flavors together are really good. So I'm going to use my pepper mill, and I like to put it on the finest setting because I don't like big chunks of pepper if I'm going to eat hash browns like I'm making today. I'll reserve that if I'm making a steak. But right now I'm just going to put some fresh black pepper. Well, it's not black, but fresh pepper. And we like it a little peppery here, so I just add a little bit more. If you want to add more or less, totally up to you. Again, I'm making a big batch, so shake off the excess. Just move it around. What we're doing here is we're just sweating the vegetables down a little. I want to try to char them just a little bit to give it a different flavor profile. And if you could smell this, this smells amazing. I guarantee my husband's going to wake up now because this is his favorite aroma. So if you got anybody sleeping in the house, guarantee they're going to wake up after this. Just gonna let it go for a few minutes.